might be. And welcome to Vennord Arena, home of the Calvin Knights. My name is Ryan Shearhart, joined here with my co-host Ryan Schumer, and we have the privilege to welcoming you to the rivalry game between the number 24 nationally ranked Calvin women's volleyball team against the number 4 nationally ranked Hope Dutch here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Yeah, Ryan, beautiful day here in Grand Rapids. Solid 70 degrees outside. Both teams gearing up for their first matchup of the 2024 season. The Dutch out to a hot start of 11-2, only losses to number 1 and 2 ranked in the country. The Knights 9-4 so far, Ryan. Looking for them to be a little bit more consistent on the court.
Yeah, a little bit more consistency, what we're looking out of this Calvin Knights group, but overall a young group that's really playing well together, and man, do they have moments of exciting volleyball, and it's going to be a great night here. You see Knight Nation showing out in some neon, a lot of construction equipment there, so it's going to be a great atmosphere on this Tuesday night. And I'll tell you what, Ryan, like you mentioned, it feels like fall outside. It's a great night for some volleyball, a great night for the rivalry matchup, and man, are these two teams going to have fun and going to be one of the best games in the country tonight.
Yeah, just a huge matchup here tonight. A lot of power players for both squads. You know, Erin Baker, Emma Ekbloff for the Knights, really pounding it home, killing, and everything up there at the net, along with, you got Abby Vanderweide, some say the top outside hitter in the country in Division III volleyball, along with Lauren Lee up there as the setter. Very tricky, very finesse up there at the net. We've seen that a lot. Knights have to watch out for that.
Absolutely, but you know, anything can happen in the game, the rivalry game. So the Knights coming in as the underdog, but I'm sure they don't view it that way. I know Coach Warner prepares for this game and doesn't view it that way. Every time that she walks in here and sees the orange on the other side, she's prepared to win and bring their absolute best.
Yeah, Coach Warner gets these girls ready to go day in, day out, and you know, both teams are going to come fired up. We saw the Dutch here earlier in Van Noord, I want to say 2-3 weeks ago against Denison, and just a really slow start from them. No atmosphere here in Van Noord. Knights, on the other hand, came out hot, continued it all the way through, but both teams had a great game. And tonight, it looks like we'll have a live singing of the national anthem, so stick with us for that.
Please welcome Calvin sophomore and local performance major, who will sing the Star Spangled Banner. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave a proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Daniel.
Good evening, tonight's match features the Flying Ducks from Home College. And your Calvin University Knights.
Let's take a moment to meet the Flying Dutch. Number 1, Kate Linsema. Number 3, Natalie Panucci. Number 4, Randy Longman. Number 5, Gracie Allen. Number 7, Abby Samoa. Number 9, John James. 10, Ella Contant. 14, Angie Butler. 15, Eva Hartung. 16, Olivia Volleyball. 19, Tess Kennedy. And number 21, Brooke Fox. Starting tonight for Hope, wearing number 2 is a senior from DeWitt, Grace Marshall. A sophomore out of Grand Haven, number 6, Cameron Burbridge. A sophomore out of Hudsonville, the libero, number 8, Jenna Bloom. A junior from Plymouth, number 11, Lauren Lee. Sophomore out of Liberty Township, Ohio, number 12, Catherine Oates. A senior out of Kentwood, number 17, Allison DeWeerd. A senior from Elkhorn, Wisconsin, libero, number 18, Samantha Seib. And a senior from Grand Rapids, number 22, Addie Vanderweide. Assistant coaches for Hope are Carrie Lahaki, Taylor Babbitt, Gabby Vachon, and Amber Morse. The head coach is Becky Schmidt. And now let's meet your knights. Number 6, Grace Spoolma. Number 9, Sophie Shields. Number 12, Delaney Kemp. Number 14, Allison Moore. 15, Ellie Wearsome. 16, Sarah Jensen. 17, Emma O'Connor. Number 20, Mary Boa. 21, Gabby Buzai. 22, Lena Koshabuski. 24, Ava Epley. 25, Tiana Steikstra. And number 26, Alyssa Sienko. Starting tonight for the Knights, a freshman from Rochester, New York, libero number 4, Mackenzie Garrett. from Saugatuck, number 5, Aaron Baker. A sophomore from Hudsonville, number 7, libero, Jordan Steen. A senior from Hudsonville, number 8, Vanessa Martinez. A sophomore from Pella, Iowa, number 10, Jasmine Naminga. A senior from Portage, number 11, Avery Ekins. A junior out of Chesterton, Indiana, number 18, Emma Ekblom. And a sophomore from Hamilton, number 19, Trina Vanderswag. Assistant coaches for the Knights are Emily Clark, Morgan DeVries-Bream, Grace Selman, and Spencer Frederick. The head coach, Dr. Amber Warners.
There you go, folks. Starting lineups for both of these squads here tonight. Mackenzie Garrick, Aaron Baker, Jordan Steen, Vanessa Martinez, Jasmine Naminga, Avery Ekins, Emma Ekblom, and Trina Vanderswag for the Knights. And for the Dutch, Addie Vanderweide, Samantha Sieb, Allison DeWeerd, Lauren Lee, and Ella Contant. I believe Alyssa Wyma in there as well. Just a huge matchup here tonight, Ryan. What do you expect to see out of these teams?
You know, I expect to see a lot of energy, and wouldn't be surprised if a little bit of sloppy volleyball here to start in this first set. And we'll see what team can really just control and settle into the environment here. Obviously, the Knights have the home floor advantage with Knight Nation there right by their side, right across from us, representing well in their neon outfits here tonight. So we'll see how the Dutch can respond. But, you know, the Dutch, the number 4 nationally ranked team in the country, they're used to these type of road games. They're used to these type of environments, and they've played in the game before. A lot of upperclassmen here and a lot of women that have been here before and played in this game before. So we'll see how maybe a younger Knights lineup can fare here against the Dutch. So.
Yeah, Ryan, really expecting a long match here tonight. Both of these squads see each other many, many times. I believe it'll be about 3 matchups this year, the first of 3. And like you said, Knight Nation showing out. You can almost see the atmosphere here in Van Noord as number 4 Mackenzie Garrick checks in. And we're looking to play some volleyball.
Absolutely, and it's no secret. These two teams know each other well, conference foes, but also one of the biggest rivalries in all of college sports. Set here on the court as Trina Vanderswag serves it up and over, dug out nicely there in the back row. Lauren Lee goes to the tip, but Baker digs it out, and they're going to call
a 2-touch there on Lauren Lee, trying that finesse that we talked about before the game, just not getting it even, and spinning the ball is. And the southpaw, as Ryan loves to say, back to serve.
And the southpaw's serve is up, and it is over. Dug out nicely there in the back row. Lee setting backwards set this time. Dug out by Vanderswag. Baker setting up cross court to Ekblom. Ekblom tried a little bit of a finesse approach. Lee setting up to the middle, and Burbridge swings on that one. And it is just off, and it's going to be a Knight point. Knights jumping out to a 2-0 lead here in set number 1 as Vanderswag set to serve it again, and a little bit of a run here to start the game for the Knights, exactly how they wanted to come out. Lee setting up. Vanderweide tipped nicely there by Martinez. Baker back to Ekblom, swings, and she finds the hardwood. Fantastic swing there from Ekblom. But man, what I like to talk about, Ryan, is Vanessa Martinez getting up there and not shying away from Vanderweide on the outside there, really disrupting that swing from her, allowing the Knights to set up nicely and get something positive there.
Yeah, Ryan, you know, we talked about this. It's going to be huge for the Knights to mess up Vanderweide, as we see an ace there from Vanderswag in an early timeout, getting Knight Nation going.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Warner's in this Calvin Knight team, that's exactly how you wanted to come out here in this rivalry game. 4-0 start, and like we talked about, a little bit of it expected from the Dutch with some sloppy volleyball. A very difficult environment to play. Van Noord Arena is not a nice place to play if you're an opposing team, especially if you're wearing the color orange.
Yeah, not a great place to play if you're the opposition. And the student section showing out, making the Dutch use an early timeout. Just huge for the set, huge for the Knights. And they got to continue this momentum. Momentum, huge part of any sport you play, especially volleyball here. And you know, Ryan, what we did see last year, and a continuation of here already, is Emma Ekblom versus Addie Vanderweide. Huge matchup last year, going toe-to-toe, kills, blocks, you name it, and we're going to see it again this year.
Absolutely, and there's no secret that this Knights team can score, but it's going to be their defense. on Burbridge, on Vanderweide on the outside, and also on Content on the outside. That's really going to determine this one and if they're able to maintain leads. Lee setting up Vanderweide. Vanderweide with the swing, causing a little bit of disruption. The Knights are just going to have to send it over. Free ball opportunity here. No, going over to Vanderweide. No. Setting up Burbridge, who finds the hardwood just out of reach of the fingertips of Trina Vanderswag, and that's something that the Knights do not want to give up many free balls.
Yeah, Ryan, that slide there from Burbridge was their bread and butter when we saw him earlier against Denison, so we'll see and look for them to go to that many times tonight.
Vanderswag setting up Ekblaw. Dug out in the back row there. Lee, kind of a wild set there. The Knights have an opportunity to set up nicely here in system, getting Ekins, who tips it over, and Lee coming out of nowhere to dig that one out. And Vanessa Martinez sends that one right back to the hardwood.
Yeah, huge play there. A little bit of a free ball up at the net, and Martinez and Ekblaw able to get a finger on it, tip it over to the Dutch side to the hardwood, 5-1 early on.
And Ekins back there, the Portage, Michigan native, set to serve here in a 5-1 rivalry set one.
Yeah, Ryan, Ekins becomes such a leader for this squad here this year, and an ace for her. But back to it, just a leader for this squad. Energy, energy, energy. That's what she is on the court, and you can see it every day.
You nailed it right there. I was just going to say it. The energy that Avery Ekins plays with and brings night in and night out is just phenomenal in the 2-1. You see her fired up there. I guess who wouldn't be after a serve like that? Vanderweide. Martinez off her fingertips, did a nice job just to get a hand on that one, and it's going to go out, and it's going to be a Hope Dutch point. Vanderweide back to serve now for the Dutch. Dug out there by the freshman. Setting up Baker in the middle, and Vanderweide digs that one out.
And
fantastic job by Eddie Vanderweide in the back there to dig that powerful middle swing from Aaron Baker.
Yeah, Baker had a really nice swing on it there. I believe Burbridge missed that hit there. Still went over the net for a Dutch point.
Baker swings on that, and it's dug out in the back by Vanderweide. Lee cross court to Burbridge, and diving there, getting a hand on it was Ekins, but unable to pop it up enough. It's going to be a little bit of a Hope run now as they've scored the last 3 behind the service of Eddie Vanderweide.
Yeah, Ryan, it feels like the Dutch have finally figured out a way to settle down in this Van Noord environment.
And Vanderswag setting up Baker there.
And now coming in is Jasmine Naminga coming out, Mackenzie Gehrig. Naminga, the sophomore out of Pella, Iowa. Martinez back to serve for the Knights.
And that serve is up, and it is over. Dug out there. Lee having to run cross court to get that ball, but able to have a nice backward set there. Cross court to Annie Lockett, who finds the hardwood and makes it 7-5 now. Hope knocking on the door here of this early Kelvin lead. A little bit of back and forth action here as we near the middle of set number 1. And the serve is up, and it's dug out in the back by Ekins. Vanderswag setting up the middle to Minga. Almost looked like a throw over the net. And it's going to be a point for the Calvin Knights here as they make it 8-5. And checking in to serve for the Knights is the freshman Delaney Kemp, the Frisco, Texas native.
Along with that, Allison Moore, the sophomore, also in. And like you said, Naminga almost throwing that ball across the net, but nonetheless, the Knights get the point.
Kemp's serve is up, and it's over. Nice spot serve there from Kemp. Lee setting it up on the outside, and Kemp sliding, digging that one out in the back row. Moore getting it over. Lee setting up the middle, and Kemp unable to handle that powerful swing there in the middle from the Dutch that time. It looks like checking into the game now is number 12, Catherine Oates, for the Dutch, and she'll serve here in an 8-6 ball game in set number 1. And that serve is over. It's dug out in the back row by Baker. Kemp setting back to Baker. Baker with a swing and finding the hardwood. Aaron Baker, the high-flying sensation, continues here.
And my goodness, Ryan, that is what we're used to. Aaron Baker, high-flying, hard-hitting as the ball hits the floor, and the Knights up 9-6.
Kashabowski back now for the serve for the Knights. Another freshman with the serve there for Calvin. Dug out there in the back row. Kemp to the middle, and Naminga finding the hardwood there. A powerful swing in the middle by Jasmine Naminga puts the Knights.
Yeah, huge kill there from Naminga. The Knights trying to take back that momentum, now up 4.
Dug out in the back by Hope. And a great swing that time by number 7, Allison DeWeerd. And when you're having to handle Allison DeWeerd and Addie Vanderweide side by side, it can be a difficult task, but the Knights have some threats in the middle block too, so we'll see how Naminga can read here.
Yeah, definitely some powerful forces there for the Dutch. Vanderweide, DeWeerd, and Lee front line for the Knights.
And Atkins gets that over. Kind of a little bit of sloppy there. I'm unsure how many touches. Just had to send it over, but Hope getting to their ace play right there with Addie Vanderweide on that outside where she is just so good. 10-8, Calvin still sitting in the lead here in set number 1. Dug out there in the back row, nicely set cross court to Atkins.
And wow,
Vanderweide saved, but it's going to be a free ball opportunity here for the Knights. Kemp setting it up to Atkins for a tip. Scrambling here, out to Vanderweide, and that's out. That's out.
And a tip call going off the fingers, I believe, of Naminga over there on the right side.
Knight Nation does not like that call. 10-9 here in set number 1 as the serve is up. Dug out in the back by Garrett. Kemp setting up the middle to Naminga. And Lee just kind of muscling her way over there, forcing that ball to the ground as we're knotted up now. 10-10 here in set number 1 as Coach Warner calls a timeout.
Yeah, Ryan, huge momentum flip there. Lee able to muscle it over Naminga there. Free ball number 2 of the night, won by the Dutch this time.
And we talked about it too, Ryan, in the last timeout break. We said that the Knights have the offensive firepower to compete with the team to the west, but it's going to be how can they defend the team to the west? You know, how can they it's really just make the Hope uncomfortable, right? How can they make Hope uncomfortable? How can they make Addie Vanderweide unable to get to her spots on the outside, as also defend Allison DeWeerd in the middle? I mean, it's a challenging task, but Vanessa Martinez does a really nice job disrupting the middle there. So we'll see what the adjustments that the Knights can go here moving forward and kind of disrupting that offense that the Hope.
Yeah, Ryan, you said it right there at the beginning. You said it right there again. The huge part about Calvin defending is their defense, especially on Addie Vanderweide and those slide passes from Allison DeWeerd and Cameron Burbridge. You know, Lauren Lee trying her finesse twice already early on here in the first set. None successful, though. We saw that deadly against Denison. The Knights definitely been watching some film.
And we'll see how they can bounce back here after that timeout.
Both squads out here once again. Number 2, Grace Marshall, this senior out of DeWitt, Michigan, back to serve for the Dutch.
Marshall's serve is up, and it's dug out in the back by Garrett. Kemp in the middle. Naminga with a powerful swing right there. Lee having to run cross court to get the second ball, and Naminga sends it back. The swing from Vanderweide was set right back where it came from. And the Knights here take a 1-point lead as Vanessa Martinez checks back in. And we talked about her defensive presence.
Yeah, Ryan, huge for the Knights coming out of the timeout. Get the point, get it in a very strong fashion.
Lee setting cross court to Vanderweide, a powerful swing, and that one goes right into the hardwood. No getting in the way of that ball. 11-11 now here in Grand Rapids on Tuesday night of the rivalry game, and back to serve is Allison DeWeerd for the Dutch.
Yeah, Ryan, Vanderweide really getting up on that kill.
Dug out in the back there nicely. Moore getting it over. Lee up against the net, setting Vanderweide to swing on that one and sends it right into the hardwood.
And you know, Ryan, something that we haven't seen from either of these squads yet, a fake there from Cameron Burbridge, going up, faking the hit off the set, and Lauren Lee actually setting it over to Addie Vanderweide.
Kemp to Martinez. Kemp cross court here to Atkins. Atkins taps that one over, handled nicely in the back row there by the Dutch. Burbridge swings on that one, but dug out nicely by Kachabowski in the back. A little bit of chaos on the court right now as Moore tried to hit that one over, but unable to handle it against the net. And it's going to be a point for the Dutch. 13-11 now. The largest lead here for the Dutch in set number 1 here.
Yeah, Ryan, I don't know if you're seeing this, but it seems like the Knights aren't setting the hitters in the right spots. They aren't getting a lot of hard hits when trying to get them kills. And that's an ace there by number 17.
Yeah, right.
Allison DeWeird.
The Dutch are doing a very fantastic job right now of getting the Knights out of system, not allowing them to get to their set plays, get the ball into spots they want. You know, Kemp's having to run all over the floor right now to try to make plays. I said Ekins, and that's exactly what you want if you're the Calvin Knights. Dug out nicely there in the back row. Kemp was able to easily get the ball in the middle. Unsure if she was going to do a backwards set that time to the outside, or if she's going to set up Ekins, and Ekins executed perfectly there, finding the hardwood. And now back to serve the southpaw, Trina Vanderswag.
Yeah, I think, Ryan, the big part there was Calvin really receiving that serve easily. The past few times we've seen one of the Knights players on the floor when receiving the serve, that time in system.
Good block there by Vanessa Martinez. Vanderswag setting up Martinez in the middle. But nice block there by Burbridge. 15-12 now. The Dutch lead here in set number 1.
And Lauren Lee back to serve, Ryan. Definitely a dangerous server back there behind the line.
Yeah, Lee, a great spot server for the Dutch. Vanderswag setting up Ekins in the middle. Dug out nicely there in the back by Marshall. Vanderweide on the outside. And that one is wide for a Calvin Knight point here.
And Ryan, we just talked about Lauren Lee. Such a great server back there. Huge for the Knights. Only letting her serve one time and getting her out of there as Avery Ekins back.
Yeah, that's going to be kind of the name of the game here. It's limiting the damage, not allowing Hope, which is a very streaky club over there, to get going and get those big runs. As Ekins serves it up and over. Lee up against the net. Setting it wide, dug out in the back by Gehrig. Vanderswag setting to Ekblad, who's got her swing blocked. But Baker sends it right down for a point. 14-15. Calvin trailing by 1 now.
Huge swing from Baker. That is what we love to see. 3 kills on the evening already for her. Getting it right past the block of the Dutch.
And Ekins now. Another serve. Good serve there. Lee setting up Burbridge, and Vanessa Martinez sends it back where it came from. 15-15. We're knotted up here in set number 1.
And Ryan, what we expected from the get-go, 15-15 after 30 points overall. Even are these two teams.
Huge time right now for the Knights. See if they can just capitalize on this little run. Their scoring went a little bit dry, allowing the Dutch to hang around, and it's going to be an ace for Avery Ekins. 16-15, Calvin retakes the lead here in set number 1. We'll see how long they can keep this run going.
And Ryan,
3-0 run right here for the Knights.
I would not be surprised if Coach Becky Schmidt and Lahaki over there for the Dutch call a timeout if the Knights get 1 or 2 more out of this Avery Ekins serve fest.
Dug out there. Lee setting cross court to Vanderweide. Blocked there by Martinez and Ekblad. Ekblad with a swing, causing trouble here. Marshall's got to serve it over for a free ball for the Knights. Vanderswag to Baker, and it's a point for the Knights. Capitalizing on the free ball opportunity there with the high-flying sensation of Erin Baker.
Wow, what a hit by Erin Baker, and just huge for the Knights, keeping in system and keeping that momentum going up to now, 17-15 on an.
And Ekins serving it over. Marshall digs it out in the back. Lee setting cross court there. And it's going to be a point for the Dutch as they finally answer the 4-0 run there from the Knights. And we'll see now really important momentum for the Knights to keep this momentum that they built off of that run, especially with Addie Vanderweide back there to serve. Dug out nicely there by Gehrig. Vanderswag setting Ekblad. Lee on the outside there, setting Fox.
And way far there is the swing by Ekblad. Vanderweide back to serve, knotted up at 17 all here in Van Noord.
Dug out there by Gehrig.
And a bit of a miscommunication there from the Knights. Vanessa Martinez just missing the set there from number 19, Trina Vanderswag.
And Vanderweide's serve is over. Dug out there by Baker. Vanderswag having to run. Lee sets backwards there. Everyone thought it was going to Vanderweide on the outside, but sets Lockett.
On this one, a timeout here for the Knights. Just getting through the block there, like you said, was Annie Lockett.
Yeah, and a smart timeout there by Coach Warner, not allowing the Dutch to get on a run and pull any further here in the latter half of the first set.
Yeah, very smart timeout there from Amber Warners. And fans, tonight's features Calvin women's volleyball student athlete planning for success honoree is Mary Boa. Mary is a middle blocker from Sandy Springs, Georgia. She's a sophomore majoring in speech pathology. She's a Calvin Dean's List student holding a grade point average above a 3.5. That's tonight's Planning for Success feature presented by Skipper and Ostrich Wealth Management, providing financial students solutions and service to help you plan for success. And the Knights trying to plan for success here in the timeout circle. 20 seconds left, trying to steal this first set from the Hope Dutch. You know, we saw them come out to a hot start, kind of coming in waves along with the atmosphere here at Van Noord Arena. And the Knights hoping to surge forward the last about 7-8 points here. Get to 25 before the Dutch. And Addie Vanderweide back to serve.
Absolutely, Ryan. I think if the Knights can pull away here and somehow claw their way back in set number one and take set number one, I think that's huge for the momentum moving forward, especially having the home court advantage and Knight Nation behind them the rest of the way. As Vanderweide's serve is dug out in the back by Ekins. And Baker swings on that, but that's blocked by Burbridge. Ekblad with a tip. Lee. And a powerful swing from Annie Lockett. And the Dutch extend their lead 20-17 now in set number one.
Yeah, huge there for the Dutch to get one coming out of the timeout. Vanderweide back to serve once again, up 3.
Gehrig. Oh, nice backward set that time from Vanderswag to Martinez in the middle, but handled by the Dutch. And that ball deflects off of the fingertips of Martinez and Ekblad and somehow finds its way down to the hardwood there. A little bit of pinball action as that ball hit the floor as Vanderweide and the Dutch are starting to pull away here in set number one. We'll see if the Knights can respond. Gehrig, nice job extending to the floor there to get that ball. Set.
And the ball coming here in the booth.
Nice little snag, eh?
Ryan showing off the infield, outfield, two-way action here in the booth. And the Knights, you know, Ryan, we talked about it. Gehrig on the floor trying to get that serve initially, and just the Knights out of system once again.
And Ekblad with a swing, but the Knights not out of system there.
And the Knights coming back there, really playing hopscotch with that line in the back corner. Ekblad is, but nonetheless in is the call.
Emma Ekblad so good on the outside there, really just with her execution. Very efficient player whenever she's set. And then it's going to be a point for the Knights there.
Not sure whether it was a touch in the net call, double two-touch, not sure, but nonetheless, Knights point, Martinez back to serve.
Knights will take the point as Martinez's serve is over. Lee having to run cross court to get that ball, setting up Fox on the outside. Vanderswag keeping it up. And that'll be 4 hits as the Knights unable to get it over.
You know, Ryan, we just talked about the Knights getting out of system a little bit. The Dutch also getting out of system a little bit on those serves from the Knights, but still able to capitalize, score a few points here.
And Siebes' serve is dug out in the back by Baker. Baker through the middle, a tip. Lee sliding on the floor, able to get that one. Fox on the outside of the swing, and she's able to get it tangled in the arms.
And now we got
Minga and Ekblaw.
Now set point here for the Dutch. The Knights leading by 5. Ekblaw trying to get her team fired up. Not giving up this first set yet.
Ekins, Vanderswag, Baker, Lee to Fox. A nice dig there by Avery Ekins to keep the play alive, but Baker unable to get it over as she sends it into the net. And that's going to be the end of set number 1 as the Dutch take this one by a final score of set number 1, 25-19.
Yeah, Ryan, a huge part of that set, you know, the defense, the blocking, a lot of powerful hitters at the net for both of these squads, but the defense is what came to play, the blocks, the assists, the digs. That's what's really shown out here tonight, and that's the difference between the Dutch and the Knights. No serving errors the whole first set, huge.
Yeah, no serving errors. But I think what we talked about was those runs, right? It was going to be whatever team got out on a run and was able to kind of maintain that lead and not look back. And we saw in that later part of the set.
You have that reader.
Where will the next revolutionary idea come from? That next breakthrough in scientific research? At Calvin University, you can dream bigger, think deeper, aim higher. Our world-class faculty push students to keep asking hard questions and never settle for the status quo. Become part of a university that challenges students to go beyond as Christ's agents of renewal in the world. Calvin University, go beyond.
Welcome back, folks, from that timeout here. We still got about a minute and a half left of the commercial break. And we just had a little competition here on the floor for a free Chipotle gift card. But the Knights, like we said, the difference there coming from the defense, coming from the runs. I love what you said there, Ryan. Knights starting out hot, Dutch in and hot, the Dutch just having a one more run than the Knights there.
Yeah, and the Dutch were able to maintain their run and not look back. We saw after the Knights had their spark, had their run where they kind of were able to pull away. They were to come back from that, being down 2 and put themselves up by a score of 3. Their offense just kind of went dormant. It went silent. And so we'll see if they can kind of make another run like that. They can make those spurts, but hold off. And they were able to defend the outside presence of Vanderwide and supporting cast here in set number 2.
Yeah, Ryan, we said the offense, the defense really looked very similar, but the stat sheet shows us different. The Hope Dutch hitting .333 and the Knights only at .175. The Dutch almost double the hitting percentage. Excuse me, the attack percentage of the Knights, just huge. Kind of tells the tale of the first set. You know Amber Warners is going to have her team ready to go, ready to come back out strong. And I would not be surprised if we see another quick Knights run here to start the set. The real question is, can they carry that out through the rest of the set?
And we're just about ready for set number 2 of volleyball here at Vennord Arena. Important set here for the Knights. Definitely do not want to go down 2-0 to the number 4 nationally ranked team in the country, Ryan.
Yeah, huge set here for the Knights. Really see what these players, these freshmen are made of. And it looks like one of the referees talking to Ekins here on the court here tonight. It looks like we have everything sorted out from a referee standpoint, coming over here to the main table. So we'll have a little bit of delay in the beginning of the second set. Nonetheless, the Knights fans loving it here. Everybody on their feet. Number 17, Allison DeWeird, back to serve.
Their serve is over, dug out by Baker in the back. Vanderswag, Baker. Vanderwide right against the table. It's going to be a point for the Knights as they take a 1-0 lead here.
Yeah, definitely an interesting dig there from the whole Hope cast. But Knights getting the point. Ekins back to serve. Like we said, Ryan, huge for the Knights to go on a big run here at the start.
Marshall Lee. Nice tip from Lee right there. Handled well by the Knights, and Baker with a powerful swing.
And oh my, Erin Baker. That's what we're used to seeing out of her. She goes high flying, hits the hardwood right in the middle of the floor. And like we said, Ryan, game of momentum, the Knights trying to claw their way back all the way up 2-0 now in the second.
And Atkins here with the serve. Vanderwide on the outside. Dug out there. Scramble from Ekblad. Going to be a free ball opportunity here for the Dutch. Vanderwide elects to tip. Vanderswag gets the first ball. Ekins setting Ekblad. Vanderwide swings there, and Gehrig's able to keep it alive. Vanderswag, Baker. All over the court this time. Baker. And that's going to be just wide. It's going to be a point for the Dutch. And man, wow, all over the court, back and forth, left and right, front and back.
I think we were any open space that was available was used in that point in that rally.
Sharing the sugar.
And like we said, Ryan, Lauren Lee with the ace there. A little bit of a knuckleball. Avery Ekins not able to handle that one.
And we talked about the spot serving ability of Lauren Lee and how she's able to get opponents out of system easily like she did just there. Gehrig, Vanderswag, Baker. Lee able to keep that one off the floor. Vanderwide coming through the middle and somehow able to poke that one through to find the hardwood.
Yeah, not a lot of fire behind that hit, but nonetheless still able to get through the block on the Knights. Hope retaking the lead 3-2 here. Lee once again back to serve. And you know, Ryan, we talked about this, letting her behind that service line for too long could be really dangerous for the Knights.
Lee, powerful serve there. Knights out of system. Free ball opportunity here for the Dutch. Lee setting backwards this time to Annie Lockett, who's able to secure the point there for the Dutch as they take a 4-2 lead. And like you said, Lee is just keeping this Calvin Knights defense off balance. We'll see how they can disrupt Lee's service.
And Ekblad's hit there, blocked by the Dutch. And Ryan, it really just looks like the Knights are out of system right here, especially with Lee serving.
Lauren Lee set to do it again. 5-2, Hope leads. Gehrig, Vanderswag to Baker. Burbridge gets her mitts on it. Dug out by Gehrig. Vanderswag, Martinez, and
that one not going over the net.
Be a
net
jump
there.
Ball call. So we're going to replay here. Lee, Gehrig digs it out. Vanderswag against the net to Ekblad. Nice dig there from Lee. Vanderwide finds the floor. Just beautiful placement there.
Yeah,
Maddie Vanderwide.
Continually hitting it wherever the Knights are not. And a timeout here from Amber Warner is definitely needed here for the Knights early on, out of system. Nice. They know they could do it, just need to come out and to really disrupt the Hope Dutch.
And not the start you wanted if you're the Calvin Knights there, dropping 6-2 here to start set number 2. And it just seemed like no matter what, Lauren Lee did. The Knights did not have an answer to her serves.
And yeah, Ryan, that's been kind of the telltale throughout the end of the first. And here, clearly early on in the second, is the Knights really not able to handle the Dutch's serves, not allowing them to, they're kind of in system, but not allowing them to really feed those outside hitters and give a lot of options up there up front. And the Dutch are really just taking advantage of that. Easy blocks at the net, allowing them to get in system and feed Addie Vanderweide.
And it's about consistency, Ryan. The Knights have had moments of brilliance, the moments of getting Baker set up in the middle, getting Ekins set up on the outside, getting Ekblad set up on the outside. Any weapon that we have, getting them set up and staying in system and executing those plays, but it hasn't been consistent. And I think that's the difference between these two ball clubs right now is Hope's been able to get to their spots, get it to Vanderweide, get it to Lockett, get it to insert weapon here consistently. And that consistency has been able to show here. And not only them winning set number 1, but here on the scoreboard in set number 2.
Yeah, Ryan, not only in this game, but kind of the season as a whole, consistency, huge key to the Calvin Knights system, and they need to find a way to be consistent.
Lee, dug out by Ekins, Vanderswag, Ekblad swing, dug out by Lee, set cross court this time. Scrambling are the Knights. Baker on the outside, tips it over. Lee getting the first ball here. Lockett's swing is blocked by Baker. Set up in the middle, Martinez is able to finally break the drought. Hopefully that means the floodgates will open soon for the Knights. Can't speak too early, but Martinez now back to serve for the Knights. 6-3 here in set number 2. The Knights trail the Dutch.
Yeah, Ryan, Martinez finally breaking through, now back to serve. Let's see what she can do.
Marshall, Lee, Vanderweide, and somehow able to get a hand on that was Ekblad. Impressive reaction time, but that ball went just wide of the net. It's going to be a point for the Dutch. 7-3. The Dutch lead here as Addie Vanderweide, their All-American, gets set to serve here. Ekins, Vanderswag, Dominga just having to send it over. Lee setting up Burbridge in the middle, handled nicely by the Knights.
And Aaron Baker, ball kind of sliding along the net and not able to drop in the fair territory. Vanderweide back to serve once again. Senior out of Grand Rapids.
Vanderswag sets up Ekblad, and that's just wide there from Ekblad. 9-3. Hope leads here in set number 2, and the Knights need to respond and respond fast, Ryan.
Yeah, Ekblad really trying to coach the squad out there on the court. Huge here for the Knights and the Knights leadership.
Ekins, Vanderswag, Baker. Lee setting back to Lockett, who finds the hardwood there. Powerful swing by Annie Lockett, the senior outside hitter from Mason, Ohio.
Yeah,
Found
Ryan.
the hardwood, no problem right there.
Lockett leading the squad here with 7 kills here tonight. Did not see a lot out of her here last time, a few weeks ago against Denison, but tonight really making her presence known. And somehow,
Free ball opportunity. Dominga in the middle, executing there nicely. And that is one thing the Knights have done well here tonight, is executing their free ball opportunities. They've been rare, but when they've gotten them, they've been able to execute and get in their set positions. And that just goes to show, Ryan, when they can stay in system, when they can get to the plays they want to get to, like you have the opportunity when you have a free ball, they're able to hang and they can execute and they can put points on the board. So we'll see if they can defend better so that they can play better offense.
yeah, Ryan, like you said, the key is getting in system, and a great tip there by Brooke Fox.
And it's sent back by Jasmine Dominga right there. Good defense right there, and that's the type of defense that these Knights need if they're going to claw their way back in here in set number 2.
Yeah, that's huge there from Aaron Baker and Jasmine Dominga. Finally able to get a hand on Annie Lockett's hit.
Lee to Fox.
And Fox way long, but that'll be a tip off the Knights front line.
Fox getting a little lucky there. 11-5 now. The Dutch lead the Knights in set number 2. It's back to service, Samantha Sieb. Gehrig, Kemp, Naminga.
And Naminga once again just kind of
flying
throwing it.
Punch technique that time, getting it over. We saw that once before in set number 1, but hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right, Ryan?
Yeah, able to get it. The ball on the floor, that's the name of the game. And Naminga does it well. Another kill for her.
Schabowski back now. Lee, DeWeird, colliding Ekins and more. Free ball opportunity now for the Dutch, but a little bit of miscommunication in the back row between Sieb and Vanderweide.
Yeah, some miscommunication there, something that we haven't seen a lot of here tonight. Nonetheless, the Knights creep within 4, 7-11. Hope up.
And free ball opportunity here for the Knights. They execute it well. Kemp sending back row to Ekins. And able to punch it over his Lockett. Kemp. Ekins keeps it alive. Kemp to Moore. Vanderweide, he digs it out in the back row. Lee setting up DeWeird in the middle. And able to find the hardwood is DeWeird.
And the Dutch out of system for a lot of that point, but right there at the end, finally be able to get back into system and sneak it by the block once again of Naminga. This time it looks like Catherine Oates back to serve.
Dug out by Gehrig. Moore sending it cross court to Ekins. And Ekins able to tip it up and over and find the hardwood in the middle of the floor there with a little bit of no man's land.
Yeah, Ekins using some of that finesse, looking high flying as she looked to have been hitting hard and just tipping it over the Dutch block.
Mackenzie Gehrig serves that one over. Lee to DeWeird in the middle.
And a powerful hit there from DeWeird. And the Dutch back up by 5, 13-8.
And Grace Marshall checking back in here for the Dutch. Kemp to Ekins, dug out by Marshall. Lee setting up DeWeird in the middle.
And out is the call.
And it's going to be a point for the Knights. 9-13 now. The Knights trying to claw their way back here in set number 2. As Trina Vanderswag checks in, and she'll take the service here for the Knights in the middle half of set number 2. And Trina's serve is up, and it is over. Dug out there by Sieb. Cross court from Lee to Vanderweide, and it is blocked by the Knights, and that's the good defense that we need.
Huge defense there by Martinez, and Ekblad finally able to stop the powerful hit from Addie Vanderweide.
And Vanderswag's serve is up, and it is over. Lee to Vanderweide. And if it's gonna be tipped.
And if it doesn't work,
hardwood.
try again, and that's what the Dutch do there. Vanderweide blocked in the previous point, this time going right back to her and finding the hardwood. Hope still up by 4.
Vanderswag in the middle to Ekins, and Burbridge sends that right back down. 15-10.
And Ryan, it seems like the Dutch really reading the Knights well. When Ekins goes for the kill and not the finesse, the Dutch right there at the net.
Vanderswag to Ekblad. Powerful swing by Ekblad. And Vanderweide trying up against the table again, but that's going to be a point for the Knights. Powerful swing from Emma Ekblad, Ryan.
Yeah, very powerful. I wouldn't be able to handle it if I was behind there. I don't think you would either.
I'd be getting out of the way so fast.
So, just a very powerful swing there from Emma Ekblad. The Knights, once again, within 4.
Lee to Vanderweide. Dug out there by Baker. Baker again at the swing. And deflecting off the fingertips of Burbridge. So the back row of the Dutch, excuse me, unable to handle that. And it's going to be a point for the Knights as Avery Ekins back to serve.
And that is Aaron Baker's Knights leading 6 kills on the evening so far. Knights within 3.
Sieb, Lee, Burbridge.
And just on the other side of Garrick as she was sliding over to that left side.
Checking back in. The dangerous force of Annie Lockett on the outside.
And right there, Ryan, we talked about Lauren Lee serving.
Lockett on cue. Ekblad swinging and might have been tipped. And it was. It's going to be a point for the Knights, 16-13. They trail.
And Ryan, huge. Lauren Lee, only her first time back there behind the service line. Knights able to limit to 1 service from Lee, and Martinez back behind the line.
Martinez's serve is dug out by Sieb in the back, set across to Vanderwide. Vanderswag gets the first ball. Ekins gets the second. Baker sending it right to the hardwood in the middle between Sieb and Marshall in the back row. And it's going to be a point for the Calvin Knights. Nice placement there.
Yeah, Ryan, Knights within 2 now. Marshall and Sieb, a little bit of miscommunication in that back row. Martinez looking to bring these Knights even closer.
And there's the first service there.
Yeah, huge here for the Knights. You know, the momentum going their way. Now, once again, the Dutch up by 3. Vanderwide, once again, back to serve. And, you know, Ryan, you did mention that first of the evening. 2 sets, 1.5 sets into this match. Something we haven't seen so far. And Vanderwide with an ace. This time, the Knights, a little miscommunication.
Back-to-back mistakes there by the Knights. Costly. Vanderwide set to do it again. Ekins, Vanderswag, Ekblad. Free ball opportunity for the Knights. Gehrig, Vanderswag, Baker with the tip. And fantastic play by Lee to keep that ball off the hardwood. Fantastic effort there from Lauren Lee.
Yeah,
you just have to tip your cap at a play like that.
Yeah, totally laying out there on the far line. The ball going a little bit over the hand of Aaron Baker, but nonetheless was going to be in. Lee laying out for that one, and Addie Vanderwide able to tip it over, and it looked a little bit of miscommunication once again from the Knights. Ekins and a few more Knights all trying to lay out on the floor, but also trying not to collide.
Yeah, and the Knights got to be careful. A play like that can bring some serious momentum for a squad. Lauren Lee just laying out and making a fantastic play and resulting in the Dutch getting a point there, breaking up some of that Calvin Knight momentum. So good timeout call here. We'll see if the Knights can come fire and bring some energy out of this timeout.
Yeah, Ryan and fans, today's Calvin Women's Sports Report is presented by Lake Michigan Credit Union. The Calvin Women's Cross Country team under the direction of head coach Nicole Kramer, currently ranked 5th in the country. Knights are coming off a 2nd place finish at their own Night Invitational last weekend, and we're led by senior Jenna Alman, who took 1st place individually and was named Division III National Runner of the Week for her performance. Next month, Calvin will host the MIAA Cross Country Championships on November 2nd at the Gainey Athletic Complex on the east side of Calvin Cross Country Championships on at the end of Calvin campus. Once again, today's Calvin Women's Sports Report is presented by Lake Michigan Credit Union. Hope to see you all there. I know a lot of people out here for the volleyball game today. Hopefully tune in with us and make it out to the cross country. And Ekblad trying to tip it over with a little finesse, too far and out near us.
20-14 now as this lead extends for the team to the west. As Vanderwide serve is up and over. Ekblad dug out by Vanderwide. Vanderwide again through the middle. Ekblad dug out by Lockett. Lee over to Lockett. Gehrig, Vanderswag, Baker, and that's blocked by Burbridge.
And what a rally there between both the Dutch and the Knights. But once again, the Dutch front line there prevails on another block, and Vanderweide back to serve. You know, Ryan, that Dutch front line has been huge, crucial to their success today.
And the All-American back to serve for the Dutch. Miscommunication there in the serve from Vanderswag to Baker. Fantastic defense there from the Knights to keep that ball off the floor. Lee unable to get it. Some sloppy volleyball, but the Knights will take the point. At this point, they'll take what they can get offensively, Ryan.
Yeah, Knights now trailing by 6. Dutch just a short stretch away from taking set number 2. And this time, number 12, Delaney Kemp, the freshman out of Frisco, Texas, back to serve. A lot of dangerous serves out of here we have seen throughout this match, Ryan.
Fox. And that's sent back by Dominga and finds the hardwood just barely in bounds in the back corner. Another we'll take what you can get moment there for the Knights.
The
21-16 they trail here in set number 2.
The rebound on that one, a lot of distance there, almost going out. The Knights able to keep it in. And the Knights block Erin Baker, sending it back. She says, nuh-uh, not here. And the Knights come within 4 now. Now Kemp once again, back to serve.
Kemp's serve is up and it is over. Lee to Burbridge, and she has no problem finding the back corner there. 22-17. She extends the Dutch lead. As checking back in is Allison DeWeerd.
Samantha Sieb, the outside hitter from Elkhorn, Wisconsin, back to serve.
Kemp sets up Dominga in the middle, and she's able to tap that one over. 18-22.
Dominga a little more finesse.
And I'll tell you what, Ryan, it's go time here for the Knights. If you're going to get something brewing, you can't afford to keep giving the Dutch free points. So if you're going to rally, if you're going to come back and win this set, it's got to be now. Lee, DeWeerd, and she finds the back corner.
And the Dutch just feeding DeWeerd right now. The Knights not an answer yet. Dutch 2 more to take the set, 18-23.
It's going to be Catherine Oates back for the Dutch here.
The senior out of Liberty Township, Ohio. Atkins able to dig that one out clearly.
Dominga, and that'll be a point for the Knights off the fingertips there of the Dutch, unable to handle the powerful swing there from Dominga. And Dominga's played very well tonight, Ryan. A lot of efficiency from her when she's gotten her opportunities.
Yeah, she is really notching up the kills in the stats column.
Martinez.
And Martinez trying to tip it over too far.
Good idea, just unfortunate execution there from Martinez in the middle, as it's now set point here in set number 2. 24-19, Hope leads, and Grace Marshall back to serve here for the Dutch. Kemp setting up Atkins, and that'll be a point for the Knights. 20-24 now here in set number 2. And Vanderswag and Ekblad will check back in. Would imagine it's going to be Vanderswag back to serve, and it is.
Yeah, Ryan, Knights looking to clean up a run here. Keep the Dutch from scoring one more. Still within 4. Pretty much where we've been all set long.
And Vanderswag's serve is up and it is over. Lee up against the net, sending to Weird. Nice block there on the outside by Atkins. Gehrig, Vanderswag, Atkins trying to push one over, but handled nicely in the back row there. And DeWeerd in the middle was able to find the hardwood and the W here in set number 2 for the Dutch. The Dutch lead 2-0.
And the Knights not able to really get a run going. Ryan, you look back towards that serving error from Vanessa Martinez there, middle of the set. The Knights within 2 there, and you really felt the momentum change there. I think that's really kind of the difference maker. Not dependent on 1 point, but really felt that momentum change right after that error right there.
Yeah, definitely. We talked about it. I mean, there's been a pretty clean game of volleyball to that point, but back-to-back mistakes there for the Knights kind of allowed the Dutch to get some momentum, and they didn't look back. Yeah,
Ryan, we talked about it. The Knights' serving error has always been a huge part of their game tonight. Only 1-0 from the Dutch. Huge all around for tonight, and something that I've really loved to see is the Knights players, Amber Warner talks to the baseball team about it, but taking a deep breath before you're ready to go out there and perform, and I think that's a huge part of these Knights' success. Really going out there, taking a deep breath, and really focusing on what you have to do.
Yeah, and we mentioned the attacking percentage in between sets number 1 and sets number 2, and let's take a revisit to that. The Knights .159, and Hope almost doubling that at .280. So Hope definitely being more efficient with their opportunities.
Yeah, a total of, I believe, 7 blocks between both of these teams. Total team blocks throughout the second set. So another big defensive set here. Again, won by the Dutch, but huge for the Knights to come out here fast. We saw him come out both these sets taking the first point of the set and not able to continue that throughout the rest.
Yeah, and Hope coming out firing here on all cylinders, taking the first 2 sets, but they've been competitive, Ryan. It hasn't been Hope coming out here and just blowing the Knights away. The Knights have proven that, hey, we can compete here too. We can play defense. We can play offense. It's just a matter of that consistency aspect we talked about. Can they be consistent with that? Can the Knights be consistent offensively and getting the ball into the hands of Erin Baker, getting the ball in positions where Avery Atkins can be successful, Jasmine Dominga can be successful, Emma Ekblad can be successul, as well as handling the attack from Vanderwide on the outside and supporting cast, as well as defending that and getting them out of system.
Yeah, I know. We talked about it. We just talked about it right now. Just really being able to get in system and feeding those weapons that you have in the front row, because both teams have weapons. Emma Ekblad, Jasmine Dominga, Vanessa Martinez, Erin Baker, all of the weapons that the Knights have, the Dutch have. The real thing is being able to feed them well. The Knights not able to do that so far. A lot of out-of-system balls and balls that are not set well, allowing them to get good hit and kills on them. And once again, gearing up for set number 3 this time, the Dutch up 2-0 on the Knights. Let's see what kind of response the Knights have here tonight.
And I'd like to see the Knights get Erin Baker involved more here in set number 3. Really just get into position, get into system here, and get her attacking on the outside, because there's nobody better in my mind on the outside.
Yeah, I totally agree, Ryan. A little bit dormant there in that second set. Really love to see the Knights feed her more, especially out of the back row. She's really confident back there, coming in high flying out of the back row. We'll see if the Knights can do that, and we'll see if the Knights can avoid the sweep. And once again, Trina Vanderswag, the southpaw, back to serve.
And the serve to start set number 3 is up, and it is over. And it's an ace. Great start there for Vanderswag and the Calvin Knights. 1-0 here in set number 3, and we'll see if the Knights can keep that energy here moving in set number 3. A long way to go to claw back and take this victory. 1 set at a time it's going to be. And out of system now are the Dutch, but Vanderwide is able to get a good swing on it. Atkins, Lee getting the second ball. Vanderwide swing. Atkins digs it out. Vanderswag to Ekblad. Lee sets up Burbridge in the middle, and Burbridge with a powerful swing, unable to be handled there by Trina Vanderswag, and it's going to be a point for the Dutch. 1-1 here in set number 3 as Lauren Lee, the dangerous server, back for the Dutch. And last time she served, man, was it a nightmare defensively for the Knights.
Yeah, that's where we saw the Dutch go on their big run, get up 5, and not let the Knights have any of the lead back throughout the rest of the set.
Important for the Knights to get Lauren Lee out of her serving privileges here early.
Very well said, Ryan. Only let her serve once or twice, and it won't hurt you that much. Baker, nice dig there.
Setting up Lockett, Gehrig, Vanderswag, and Martinez. Able to find the hardwood there, and that's a big point for the Knights. Not only to take the lead here early and win that serve back, but get that serve out of the hands of Lauren Lee and prevent a possible run.
Yeah, really great there. A kill there from Vanessa Martinez, sneaking it by the block.
And Avery Ekins, the Portage, Michigan native, back to serve here. One of the leaders on this young Calvin Knights team. Lee setting up Burbridge in the middle. And that was a powerful, powerful swing that found the hardwood there. Knotted up at 2 apiece here in set number 3 as Hope leads by a score of 2-0.
Yeah, Ryan, I find it really interesting. Both teams really sharing the love here early on, and it'll be an ace from Vanderwide. And, you know, Ryan, I was just talking about it. Both teams sharing the love. Ekins, Baker, Ekblaw for the Knights. Vanderwide, number 6, Burbridge, and Lockett there for the Dutch.
Ekblaw gets it over. Lee setting it up to Burbridge in the middle. And man, Burbridge in the middle, such a fast and powerful swing.
Yeah, for sure, Ryan. As you saw, Vanderswag not able to get it back in front and just tips past out. And the Dutch leading by 2.
Baker getting it over. Lee setting it back to Lockett. Lockett, powerful swing, but dug out nicely by Trina Vanderswag, and Ekins sets up Ekblaw, who's got a powerful swing, which is dug out nicely in the back by Hope. Vanderswag cross court to Baker. Baker with a tip attempt. Lee digs it out. Sieb setting it up for Lockett. Vanderswag with a tip. A little bit of chaos here on the court. Nice dig back from the freshman from New York, Gehrig. Baker with the swing there. Fox on the outside takes a turn, and that's going to tip off the fingertips of Martinez, and Ekblaw and land out as Hope extends their lead to 5-2.
Yeah, just sneaking it past the block there of the Knights. And Ryan, a really good set there. Really like that they got Erin Baker a little bit more involved in that one, getting her 2 opportunities there early on. And Ekblaw with the hit, dug out by Vanderwide.
Lee setting up Burbridge, who attacks through the middle, and Burbridge has been impressive tonight in the way that she's been able to attack through the middle, and having Burbridge and Vanderwide, Burbridge in the middle and Vanderwide in the outside, that's a terrible combo to try to defend.
Yeah, for sure, Ryan. A lot of kills from that front line of the Dutch, continuing to be racked up.
Gehrig, Ekins, Baker, Fox digs this one out. Lee getting second ball, setting cross court to Lockett. Vanderswag tried to stay low and dig that one out, but off the net and onto the hardwood it is. 7-2, Hope leading here in set number 3, and Coach Warner calling timeout here for the Knights as they're trying to avoid getting swept here in the rivalry game on their home floor.
Yeah, big timeout there from Coach Amber Warner's, you know, down 5 here early on. You know, Pastor Mary running around trying to get the Knights faithful up in their feet, trying to bring some energy to this Knights squad. And the Knights got to turn around fast, Ryan. You can't let this run from the Dutch get out of hand fast.
Yeah, the Dutch are in rhythm, they're in system, and they're looking really, really good. The Knights started to defend Vanderwide, you know, pretty well on the outside here. She's been somewhat quiet for her standards in set number 3, but Burbridge wide open in the middle and just carving this Knights defense apart. So we'll see how they can go about defending Vanderwide and Burbridge here in the middle.
Yeah, huge here for the Knights. Try to jump back out. A little bit of technical difficulties here in Van Noord. The Dutch coming out of their timeout. And once again, like I said, the Knights looking to put a few more points back up on the board, get back in and get another run going. You know, Ryan, we said this is a big game of streaks, a game of runs, and Vanderwide's still back to serve. The Dutch run of 5. Let's see if the Knights can shut it down.
And Vanderwide's serve is up, and it is over. Dug out by Gehrig in the back. Vanderswag setting up Ekblad. Lockett able to get her fingertips on that one and set it up to Lee. Over to Fox. Baker on the outside with the swing, and it's going to be a point for the Knights. And that's what the Kelvin Knights need more of, is more of the ball set on the outside for Erin Baker just to get out of the way and do her thing.
Yeah, a huge kill there from Erin Baker. Trying to bring these Knights back into it now. Down 4 as Vanessa Martinez back to serve.
Lee having to run cross court to get that one, setting up Fox, and that's going to be way out of here.
Way long from the Dutch. And that was number 21, Brooke Fox, on the hit.
Powerful swing, but just a little bit too far as Vanessa Martinez is back here to serve for the Knights. And that's going to be an ace for Martinez.
And Ryan, exactly what you want to see coming out of the timeout. 3 quick points, Knights back within 2 as Martinez once again back to serve. But like we said, it's a game of runs, and the Knights really need to continue on this run, continue building, get as many points as possible. And another out-of-system serve.
Vanderswag, Ekins, Baker. Sieb digs that one out nicely. Burbridge able to swing in the middle and cause more havoc. Not exactly the result she was looking for, but a point nonetheless for Burbridge and the Dutch. 8-5 here in set number 3.
Yeah, Ryan, Burbridge and Vanderwide both up to 9 kills on the evening.
Sieb's serve is up, and it is over. Dug out by Ekins in the back row. Vanderswag to Baker. Off the fingertips of Lockett. Ekblad sends that one right back down. Ekblad again. Vanderswag. Baker going for more of a tip approach there. Into Weird, sending that ball right into the hardwood. 9-5 now. The Dutch lead here in set number 3. Sieb back to serve again for the Dutch, and that serve is up, and it is over. Dug out by Ekins. Vanderswag, Baker. Lee to Weird. Cross court set here to Ekblad, and that's a powerful swing. Sieb somehow able to get a hand on it, bounce back over and back over again. And I couldn't tell you that ball moved so fast like a pinball machine, but that's a point for the Kelvin Knights.
And Ekblad, the hard hit, not going, but just tipping it over, and nobody near on the backside of the floor. Ekblad able to get the point, bring the Knights within 3.
In Kemp, back to serve here. Lee, little tip action. Dominguez swings on that one, sends it back over. Kemp, Ekins, Baker. Nice dig there from Sieb. Fox dug out wonderfully in the back row by Gehrig. Baker's got to send this ball over for a free ball opportunity. Lee to DeWeird in the middle. Tipped nicely there by Dominga and back over. Great defense in the middle by her. And that's out. That's out. It's a point for the Knights. 7-9 now as they're trailing their way here in set number 3. Clawing their way, scratching back any way they can.
Yeah, Ryan, the ball going back and forth. I love your analogy of the pinball up there with Dominga and the front line of the Dutch. Once again, number 12, Kemp back to serve.
Ekins. Lee setting cross court to Fox. It's going to be a point there for the Dutch.
You know, Ryan, really loving the fight out of this Knights squad. Any ball they can get to, laying out on the floor, keeping it alive, resulting in a few points here early on.
Oates here to serve for the Dutch. And her serve is dug out in the back by Baker. Kemp back to Baker. And into the hardwood eventually after a little bit of hot potato.
And Baker, what a kill there. You know, we talked about it. Need to feed her more, and they have been. The Knights within 2 again. You know, Ryan, the Knights, when they do stay in system, it's a beautiful sight to see.
Lee to Weird. Kashabowski trying to get that one Back over, but not enough as Ekins tried to save it as it was going into the net, but it's going to be a point here for the Dutch. 11-8. Hope lead here in set number 3.
This time, Grace Marshall back to serve for the Dutch.
Naminga.
Wow. Naminga with a hard kill up there in the front line. Checking out now for Vanessa Martinez. And the Knights and the Dutch kind of just trading points here. Midway through the set number 3 in Van Noord Arena.
Gehrig with the serve here. It's up in his dugout in the back by Oates. Gehrig with another dig. Added to an impressive total for the night as Moore swings on that one and finds the hardwood.
And Moore, great job there. We've seen her a little bit tonight, kind of stand quiet on the court from an offensive standpoint, but defensively, been all over the court. And an ace from Gehrig. Huge here for the Knights. Knights, 11-11. Back in this one. Gehrig once again back to serve. Lee across from us, wiping up the floor. We've seen this a few times tonight. And Knights faithful and the student section trying to get going. So we are tied here in the third.
Lee up against the fence.
And Lee's finesse, we finally see it pay off. We saw it pay off a few weeks ago, trying it early in the first and second sets, but finally able to get a point for herself.
She's able to read the game so well, as you can see right there, realizing there's the opening for the tip. Kemp to Ekins. Gehrig, Kemp. Moore swinging in the middle. Moore again. That's blocked by Lee. Lee setting cross court to Vanderwide, and she finds the hardwood.
And Allison Moore making her presence known. 3 hits there, but Vanderwide puts it away for her 10th kill of the evening.
13-11. Martinez swings on that one in the middle. Had the setup they wanted, just not the execution there. 14-11, Hope leads here in set number 3.
Love to see the Knights get this next point, go on a run for themselves. So we see the Dutch pulling away once again, up 3 now.
Good swing there from Moore. DeWeerd setting up Vanderwide. Blocked by Vanessa Martinez. And the Knights are going to get back on the scoreboard here. 14-12 as they trail by 2. And Emma Ekblad checks back in.
Avery Ekins and Vanessa Martinez over there blocking Addie Vanderwide. Huge for the Knights, huge for the energy here in Van Noord. Down by 2 is Vanderswag to serve.
The service there for the Knights. 15-12. Hope will lead.
Annie Lockett checking back in for the Dutch. Huge presence up there with Vanderwide and Burbridge up in the front line.
Gehrig sends it over. Lee to Burbridge in the middle. Martinez got her fingertips on it, but it wasn't enough to send it back. It's going to go out of play. It's going to be a Hope point, 16-12 here.
And Burbridge.
As the Dutch are starting to slowly claw away. The Knights got to do something to answer the phone here.
And Burbridge, that one was her 10th kill on the night as well, as Ekblad sends it home after a few tip-ups in the air. And the Knights back within 3.
Baker back in now.
And huge here late in this set, Ryan, to really feed Baker, really feed Ekblad. The Knights want to get back in here. Ekins to serve. And just a little too far. Baker sending it home.
Sending that ball right back where it came from.
And the Knights now within 2. Getting the Knights student section fired up here on Neon Night in Van Noord.
The Knights are in desperate need of a run.
Again, Annie Lockett with another kill, this time on a slide play. Dutch once again up 3. Vanderwide back to serve. We've seen her back to serve a lot tonight. I would say the most out of the Dutch. Quick little timeout there for a floor clean, and Vanderwide.
Baker swings that one in the middle and finds the hardwood, and just how the Knights drew it up. Getting Erin Baker set up to do her thing. 15-17.
Yeah, huge kill there from Erin Baker, her 10th on the evening as well. And kind of a quiet night for Erin Baker, still getting 10 kills.
Ekins to Baker. And that'll find the hardwood, splitting Vanderwide.
And Baker said quiet
back
night.
row.
Baker said quiet night, I don't think so. As she notches her 11th on the evening.
She said, you talking about who? Me?
And Martinez back to serve, Knights within 1. And another serving error for the Knights.
Second service error for Martinez. Tonight as Sieb will be back to serve for the Dutch. 18-16, the Dutch lead here in set number 3. Do or die time for the Knights. Win or go home. Atkins, Vanderswag, Naminga swinging on that one, but into the net. 19-16. Hope extends their lead. Sieb back to serve here again, giving it another try for the Dutch. She'll serve that one to the net, a service error for the Dutch, and hopefully a freebie that the Knights can take advantage and capitalize on.
Yeah, huge there for the Knights, the Dutch. First serving error of the evening. Knights grow within 2. And the Knights, dangerous server, Delaney Kemp back to serve. Tips off the net.
Dug out there by Kemp. Ekins cross court to Moore.
And
unable to get it over.
Moore just missing that one. Knights down 3 once again, 17-20.
Oates back to serve here. Garrick digs that one out. Kemp to Naminga. Sieb handles that one as DeWeird with a powerful swing and puts that one in the back left corner, 21-17.
And a final timeout here from Coach Amber Warner's. Knights down 4, Dutch need 4 to finish this one's off. And fans, this month in Calvin Athletics history, presented by Applied Innovation, today we highlight the 2015 Calvin women's soccer team that captured the MIAA regular season and MIAA tournament titles. The Knights advanced all the way to the NCAA Division III quarterfinals with a final season record of 21-3-2. This month, in Calvin Athletic history is presented by Applied Innovation, connecting Calvin alums for 35 years. And the Knights looking for some connections here, coming out of the huddle, trying to go on a run to avoid the sweep here by the Hope Dutch. Here in beautiful Van Noord, Knights Nation continuing to show out, even here late in this one.
We'll see how the Knights can respond here out of this timeout. Past couple timeouts, they've come out with high energy, executed. That's exactly what they need right now. Trailing 21-17 in set number 3, needing a spark, something to come back and win this match.
Yeah, Ryan, huge here for the Knights to respond out of the timeout.
Garrick, Kemp, Baker. Good job by Moore to keep the play alive here. Dominga in the middle, and that's just out. 22-17 now. Hope extending their lead to 5, starting to pull away here in set number 3.
And yeah, Ryan, Moore really laying out there, keeping the ball alive, allowing the Knights to get another chance on it. Knights down 5 right now. Baker digging that one, able to keep it alive, setting to Moore. Dug out by the Dutch, hit by DeWeerd.
Baker with a swing on that one, and right on cue here in Baker.
And Baker, number 12 on the evening for her Knights, back within 4. 18-22. Knights need a run right here, right now. And again, another floor cleanup. The towel is out on the floor. This time we have number 22, Lena Kasabowski, the freshman out of Racine, Wisconsin. And that'll be an ace for her. Huge for the Knights, huge for the momentum, Ryan.
Exactly what the Knights needed.
Knights within 3, looking to crawl their way back. Force is set number 4. Lauren Lee trying the finesse there. Almost getting it there. Dig by Gehrig. More tip by Lee. Lee setting to Weird. Great rally here from both of these squads. And more into the net.
23-19. That Hope lead extends back to 4. And it's going to be Grace Marshall here to serve for the Dutch. Marshall's serve is up and it is over. Dung out by Gehrig. Kemp. Dominga.
And 4 touches on the Knights. Hope set and match point here, 24-19. Once again, Marshall back to serve the senior. Dug out by Ekins.
Ekins swings on that one. Dug out by Marshall in the back. Lee cross court to Vanderwide. And a fantastic dig by Kemp. Ekins. Lee. DeWeerd. Kemp again. Lee. To Vanderwide. Kemp again. Ekins. And off the shoulder of Grace Marshall, and it finds the hardwood. But man, Delaney Kemp. 3 fantastic digs to earn the Knights that point.
Yeah, huge there from the Knights. Really love that kill from Ekins. You can see she's clearly tired on the floor now. Gehrig, serve. The Rochester, New York native.
Lee setting up Vanderwide.
And finds the hardwood off the tip from Martinez. And that'll do it tonight. Hope winning the 3rd set 25-20. And winning the game 3-0. And you know, Ryan, what did you see out of both of these squads here today? You know, it seems one-sided in the score, but definitely not that way when you really watch the game.
Definitely. It was a competitive night of volleyball, a good night of volleyball. I just think that the more consistent team won tonight. And I think we talked about that consistency aspect. The Knights proved that they can compete. They proved that they could compete at the defensive end. They could prove they could compete in the offensive end. But at the end of the day, the Dutch were just more consistent in getting the ball to Addie Vanderweide. Then they were more consistent at getting the ball to Allison DeWeerd, getting the ball to Cameron Burbridge, and all of their attacking and dangerous threats. So we'll see how the Knights can regroup. It won't be the last time they see this team, and they'll be ready for it, and just learning experience.
Yeah, huge, Ryan. And you know, the first and second sets were really honestly a defensive battle. We saw a lot of blocks from both of these squads. Not so much in the third. We saw a lot of powerful kills, a lot of powerful hits, and a lot of really long rallies that allowed both these teams to really thrive. And you know, we see that the Dutch ending with an attack percentage of .283 and the Knights .148. But like I said, not too many blocks in the third set of the entirety, really just feeding that front line for the Dutch of Lockett, Burbridge, and Vanderwide. And I think that'll be all, folks, coming here from Van Noord Arena. We're so happy that you joined us here on the broadcast. We want to thank everybody who made it all possible, the statisticians, the video people up top, and all of our photographers here at Calvin University, and the students for coming out. But once again, we'd like to thank you all for joining us here tonight. Really appreciate you all here. Have a great night. God bless, and hope you join us next time. Ryan and Ryan, we'll catch you later.
I've wanted to be a teacher since I was in preschool. As a teacher, I know that I am called to not only make an impact on the students that I teach, but to help them come up with creative solutions to be change agents themselves, that Calvin has instilled in me to be an agent of renewal in this world. And how can they help be a problem solver? How can they creatively come up with solutions to better not only the space that they are involved in, but the space that others are involved in as well?